Hey y'all. Hey. Yes, it's your girl Nessa healing your silence. I am super excited to be here with you guys so I could bring you back one more exciting video of your favorite topic, of course, healing from narcissistic abuse, right? I'm hoping that you guys are having an amazing time. A lot has changed. A lot has been different, and I'm super excited to bring back a lot of content, a lot of information for you. But without further ado, I definitely want to just take an opportunity to tell you guys thank you. Thank you so much for rocking with me, for hanging in there with me, and for us to be getting through this process together. I am so grateful and, of course, happy to have you guys on my team and for us to be doing this together. Super duper excited on this channel for those of you who have never been on this channel before and you're passing through. Thank you so much for stopping by on the channel. We speak about toxic, unhealthy relationship, how to heal from them, how to be on the heal side of things, and what does that look like for you, how to do it. And especially if you have children or planning on having children with a toxic, narcissistic person, please continue to watch these videos and listen to them because you will be learning a lot and you will be getting a lot of information on this channel. Tonight's topic is narcissistic baiting, right? What is it when a narcissist baits you in? So we're going to be talking about that and getting more information on what that looks like. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. Thanks again for all your love, all your support. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If it's your first time, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So narcissistic baiting, right? Yeah, I know I'm Jamaican, so I'm gonna say baiting, right? Listen, bait the man I bait you up. I bait the woman I bait you up, like she'll lure you in and I bait you up, right? But let me give you a little information about that, a little definition, right? Narcissistic baiting, it refers to intentionally provoking or manipulating someone with narcissistic tendency in order to elect and react to get an elective reaction from them, right? So what I mean by that is my head is spinning because I'm thinking about my flight, right? But what that really looks like is a narcissistic person provoking you. So they're doing things intentionally in order to hurt you. So there is an ulterior motive, and that's something that's beneficial for them. So whatever they're doing it in order to hurt you, but it gives them pleasure. It's often done to expose their behavior or to gain something from them. So that's why they do this in order to take advantage of you in any particular situation. However, keep in mind that these type of behaviors, they are emotionally draining. They will leave you depleted, and also they do not, and I repeat, they do not have a positive outcome. So narcissistic baiting is when they actually intentionally provoke you, try to hurt you and lure you in. And I have a nice analogy that I wanted to use for us to take an example and take a look at this to see how premeditated and calculated the narcissist is about something like this, right? Let's take, for example, and I use a fisherman, okay? Fisherman or fisherwoman, a fisher person who goes seeking for fish. Now, some of the steps that a person do when they're going out fishing, one, the thought has to be there, right? The thought that you want fish and you want to go out seeking for fish. So the thought alone has to be there in order to make a move towards it. So the narcissist already has a thought that, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. But let's just use the part where we're talking about just a fisherman here for just for argument's sake, right? So the fisherman already has a thought that they want to get some fish. In order to do that, they need to go out into the ocean, or maybe they want bluefish, right? Maybe they want red snapper fish. Maybe they want I don't know, parrotfish or salmon. So they know where they have to go for what type of fish. So if it's salmon you want to go in the shallow waters, right? By the river where the water is running and you could get those fishes easier. If you want red snapper, you got to go deep sea diving. So it's the same thing for a narcissist. They're prepared. They know exactly who you are, where you're located, so they have to be in that environment in order to be able to have a chance at you. And it's the same thing. When the fisherman wants fish, they have to go out into the ocean or wherever the type of fish that they're looking for is located in order for them to be able to capture this fish. But before they go, they're not just going out saying, okay, I want a fish and I'm just getting up and I'm going out to get a fish. No, they're doing a lot more things before that. One, they got to get a bait. They got to get the bait. They got to get the hook. They have to get their supplies. They have to get a boat. So they are fully equipped with all their tools, all their utensils. And guess what? They have that cutting knife because they have to cut the part to get the hook out of the fish's mouth and stuff like that, and to cut the bait and a whole bunch of stuff. So they have their tools and their equipment. They have sometimes a cooler with ice in order to keep the fish from going bad and rotting, right? So think about how prepared they are. Think about how calculated they are. Think about how ready they are to go out into society, to go out into the sea, to go out and collect their fish. They're super excited. They're super ready to go out. Once they're out, remember, if most of you guys know, I didn't have any little prompts kind of thing, right? But let's just use this piece of paper for example, and this piece of paper is like the bait, right? So the bait is fake. It's not real fish, but it looks like a fish. That's exactly what the fisherman is doing. He takes that bait that looks like a fish and he hooks it onto his reel. Once the fisherman takes that bait, hooks it onto the reel, he now tosses his hook, send everything out and see and let it sit there. Now it's looking all shiny, it's looking all nice, it's looking all beautiful because it's waiting for someone to bite the hook. When the narcissist is out looking for you, he's standing around praying you, or she's standing around because they already have their ulterior motive. They already know how to come prepared for you in order to hook you in order to get something from you. So, yes, it is manipulation. Yes, it's intentionally provoking you to get a reaction. Yes, it's intentionally hurting you. So, they do have an ulterior motive when they throw that hook out there in order to lure you in. So here you go now thinking that this is a fish. That's what's happening when they throw their reel, right? The fish is thinking that, oh, this is a nice bait. This is a nice fish that I'm going to go get the fish, and opens its mouth and capture the bait. But it's not real. It's not real. But guess what? Now the fisherman captures the fish and it got a real fish. So I know a lot of time processing the information about how could the narcissist not be a real person? How do you mean in telling me that this is not real? I know what I had. I had a real experience with this person and I know I'm not losing my mind, right? And I completely get it that yes, this is what it looks like. But remember, the bait is not real, which simply brings us to the point where how they got to us, the information that they told us, and how they lowered you in, that's the part of it that's not real. Right? Because in order to get you hooked, they had to give you a story and prepare you to get hooked onto their bait. So it's the same thing that the fisherman is doing, presenting a fake bait in order to lure in the fish and hook it. Think about what the narcissistic person, they're putting false information out in order to lower you in. And most of us will consider that that's their false self, that's their false representative. But in reality, they are just lying. They're just lying, and the real person, because by the time the fish is on that bait, let's be honest with it, it's time to eat the whole meal. So that fish was manipulated in order to be eaten, right? Think about it for the same scenario when you think about a narcissistic person, what they do. They're luring you in and baiting you. So it's a bait. Don't take the bait. If I could leave you with anything about that situation is don't take the bait. I'll give you another example. I was on my vacation recently, and while I'm in the store, again, ordering a fish, a man came up to me and started to talk to me. and asked if he could sit at our table to eat. And I said, it's cool, no problem. You could sit at the table because it's a separate table, but it's like in close proximity, right? So I told the person it was okay. You could sit at the table. I didn't have a problem with it. It's whatever. I mean, you know, I'm not paying for your food. You're not bothering me. Whatever. Do you? But in a conversation, because we exchanged numbers, in a conversation, he verbalized to me that while I was standing there choosing my fish in order to have them to prepare it, he said he was trying to figure out how is he going to come over and talk to me. He told me that he was watching to see am I there with someone because he already noticed that it's just me and my children, but he stood back and was watching me from the bar to see if someone else was going to come over to talk to me or if I had someone else. And he said he took time to observe. And when he noticed that no one was coming and it was just me and the kids, that's when he came over and he said to himself, oh, I have to go over and talk to this young lady. I have to talk to her because I want to get to know her. He said, I'm looking for a partnership. I want a partnership with you. And my mom always told me, when you see something that you want, go after it. Don't hesitate. So he was not willing to get to know who I am as a person. He just wanted to make sure that he tells me his mom told him that he could have a relationship with anybody. Once he sees what he wants, he goes after it. Now we know you need to take some time to get to know somebody, not just at the first sight of hello. There needs to be some form of communication, some form of contact with the person in order to be able to make a decision if you want to be in a relationship with someone or not. That's not what he was trying to do. He was trying to convince me that he sees what he wants and he's going after it. And this is a partnership right here, right now. I didn't pay him no mind. But he did verbalize and let me know that he was sitting at the bar watching and trying to figure out how is he going to approach me and to see if anyone is coming around. Within the first 24 hours of meeting this man, he called me 29 times. 29 times. And I'm just sitting there watching the phone ring, and he just kept calling back to back to back to back to back. And his excuse was that he cared. He wanted to make sure that I was okay. No, I didn't know you 24 hours prior to that. So how you think I was taking care of myself 24 hours prior to meeting you, right? And what difference is it going to make? How are you going to help me? How are you going to save me? What are you going to do for me that's going to make a difference, right? And I'm not saying any of this is not accurate for the right reason or the right situation. But too often times the red flags are sitting right in front of our faces and we're not paying attention to it because we are so caught up in what we want something to be instead of the reality for what it really is. If you know your boundaries and your limitations and your benefits and stuff, your restriction for stuff, you would not give anyone an opportunity to come around and do stuff like that. Okay? You would not allow anyone to do that. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had to just check something really quickly. You would not give anyone that room to play with your emotions like that. What he was trying to do is create emotional attachment. And like I already said, when they use that bait to hook you in, once you get hooked into that bait, it's a wrap. And the first place to get you hooked is in your mind. If they can control your mind, then they can control everything else. And that's a place that you do not give people access to is your mind. You stay in control of your mind. You stay in control of the things that you want to do because it's important to you. Don't let no man come out here or no woman come out here and try to hook you in and bait you and lure you in because they lack self-control, self-discipline, and they see that your self-esteem is low for whatever reason that is. Don't give people that authority. Don't give them that power over you. Narcissistic baiting is actually real. The narcissist is making preparation for you before you know it. Because one, think about it. If you're looking for a good relationship, where's some of the places that you're going to go, right? Some people might say maybe go out to a diner or maybe go out to I don't know, a library, maybe go out to because who are you going to find at these places? An intelligent person, somebody who's resourceful, somebody who want to educate themselves, who wants to better themselves, right? Maybe go to an expensive restaurant, right? Who are you going to find there? People that have money, who are financially stable. So people will go to different places because they want to be in the presence or the atmosphere of different people. So now they camouflage with them to fit in so they could appear to be that. But in reality, that's not who they are. So going to these expensive or fancy places or different places to interact with people is because you're throwing your baits. You're trying to have a better possibility, a probability, right? Of being in the presence of capturing somebody around the same thing that you're looking for. So a lot of times we'll think about it that what I'm looking for is also looking for me, right? So if you're not being genuine about looking for a true partner, and you're actually out in an expensive place just to capture somebody, don't you think that if that person is not being genuine, they're going to be out there trying to capture you too? But when you're doing things sincerely and from an honest place, you will attract an honest person. You will attract somebody who's more trustworthy of your time and what you have to offer. So a lot of times when we think about it and we start to track back, how did I meet this narcissistic person? Like, what was it that happened? What were some of the red flags? What were some of the things that I missed that I didn't see about this narcissistic person? Hey, Queen Alicia, how are you, my queen? It's great to see you. Thank you so much for hopping in, sweetheart. I appreciate you. What are some of the things that we see when we think about narcissistic relationship, right? And for me personally, I sat down and this came into my spirit today. So that's the reason that I chose this topic today to talk about narcissistic baits, because they already are creating a certain type of environment for you to just fall right in. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, going to the fisherman, right? You hungry. You know you want something to eat and you want fish. So you start getting your bait together. You start getting your hook together. You start getting your line together. You get everything ready. But if you know anything about fishing, you have to take that hook that and put the bait on the hook and toss your reel, and the bait is not real because it's glistening in the water and it's moving and giving the illusion that it's actually a real fish. So here goes the bigger fish now, thinking that they're going to capture this thing, and they bite onto it and hook it. And that's exactly how the narcissists do. They'll throw their baits and go at a location where they know a particular type of people are going to be there in order to stand an opportunity and a chance to capture you. So think about some of the things that you're doing and pay close attention. Have your standards, have your boundaries, so you won't give anyone an opportunity to play with your emotions and your boundaries, because you don't play about you. So you don't give nobody no room to play about you because you already don't play about yourself. I look forward to having these conversations with you guys. I look forward to bringing more information, more topics like this. And if you guys are loving the content, or if there's a particular topic that you want me to go live on, all you have to do is just type it in the comment section. Say, hey, Nessa, go live on this topic. I would love for you to talk about this a little bit more. I want some information on this and I want to learn more about this particular area, because the healing part of things, I promise you guys, I have a lot more information, more content coming out to show you guys. I'm going to put up more shorts, more short videos, in order for you guys to see some of the things, what the healing process look like, what taking care of yourself look like, what the self-love journey looks like, and how to really develop a routine and have a regimen, whether it be a morning routine, a skincare regimen, whatever it is, a hair care regimen, something that's important to you, that's personal to you, is going to help you with this healing journey. And you'll start to know a lot of the things to look out for, a lot of the red flags to look out for, a lot of the the baiting process that the narcissists use is really manipulation. It's not real, it's not genuine, it's not sincere. But if you don't know what real, genuine, and sincere looks like, because you're not being real, genuine, and sincere to yourself, when someone comes around to play around with your emotion, you won't be able to recognize it because it looks so real. They're like a chameleon. They know how to camouflage. They know how to blend in. They know how to fit in. But remember, they don't stay that way for too long. And if you have that understanding about this type of behavior with a narcissistic person, then you'll recognize when they start to change. And you're going to get that feeling in your stomach. You're going to get that gut feeling. It's going to punch you in the gut to let you know that this don't feel right. Whenever your intuition starts to kick in and you feel that something don't feel right, do not ignore it. Don't dismiss it. Pay close attention to it. Hey, Miss Sims, how are you, Queen? I appreciate you. Definitely. I didn't plan to stay on here long. I wanted to hop off at about 9 o'clock, so I'm, you know, open it up. If you guys want to ask me any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions for like the last 10 minutes. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm gonna pop into Hario's life and say hello. But I just wanted to touch on this really quickly, so I didn't go into too much details about it, but I just wanted to use that analogy because I know it's pretty easy to understand that, right? The fisherman. What easier thing to talk about than the fisherman? It's just like we're hungry and we want to cook, right? So what we're gonna do? One, we're gonna have to, okay, what are we gonna cook? So we start making preparations, we start planning for what we're going to do. So now in order to get it, we have to go to the supermarket, right? So it steps into doing it. And I'm telling you, we underestimate the narcissist so bad because we think they're stupid. We think they're not intelligent, but they're actually intelligent. They are super intelligent, and we're downplaying them because we don't understand how intelligent they are. So because they think that we think that they're stupid, they start acting like that way and they play the role. And they're just watching us and laughing at us, right? And you're wondering why. Why would somebody be so cruel? Let's be honest, we think they're stupid. So we're actually also being cruel as well, too, right? Thinking they're stupid because they're really not. They're very intelligent people. They only act like they're not because guess what? It gives you all the burden. Because think about it. When they wanted you, they put in all that work. They made all that preparation. They did everything to lure you in. The same thing, putting that fisherman go out to get the fish, the fake bait, just to lure the fish in. As soon as he was able to lure the fish, it's the one that bite the hook. He know he got a big fish because it has to be something bigger than the one that's on the bait. So the fisherman already knows he got a big bite. And guess what? If you're going deep sea diving for red snapper fish, you already know the type of quality fish you're looking for. So you go out to where you're going to get them. So even getting a boat, if you need to go out far, they're going to rent a boat. So that's how the narcissists do. They're willing to pay the money, pay the cost, because they know. Let's think about the benefits of a red snapper fish: the vitamins, the minerals, the omega-3s, the quality, the taste, the texture. The list goes on and on, the quality that they're receiving. So you're sitting here wondering, why would a narcissistic person go through all this inconvenience, all this stress to lure you in just to hurt you? Think about it. Why would the fisherman rent a boat, go all the way out in the middle of the ocean just to get a red snapper fish to eat, and it's going to go right through his body? Because it's a supply and demand. It's a benefit. He's taking the benefits from the fish because he's going to have it long term. The narcissist needs you. They need your emotional support. They need your emotional supply. They need your financial supply. They need supply from you. They're empty inside. Well, we don't understand, they're hollow. They don't have emotions the way how we do, but their level of intelligence. They don't sympathize. They don't have empathy. They don't have these type of things. They're not connected with it because in in the development stage of their lives, they were disconnected and removed from that part of them. So it's not by accident that they chose you. You're not just this lucky fish. You're not. You were preyed upon. They planned it. It was all a part of the planning. It was all a part of the process, getting you ready. It was all a part of the process. You were just the missing piece of the puzzle. That's all it was. So when you bit the hook, when they presented themselves to you, you were just the missing piece to the puzzle. So if it wasn't you that bit the hook, it would have been somebody else. They don't change. They're the same person. It's just another victim. It's just the next victim. It's just somebody different. It's nothing personal. When you start to understand that it wasn't personal about you, because the next supply is going through the same thing. It's not personal. Don't take it personal about what happened to you. You got to heal from it because it's true and it's real that you experience what you experience. Take the time to focus on yourself to heal from the unhealthy narcissistic abuse because it's super important. With that being said, guys, I love you. Again, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you guys for popping in, saying hello. And yes, your girl is back doing her videos, okay? I was on vacation. I just got back from a 3-week vacation in Jamaica, okay? I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm going to actually post a video about my JetBlue experience and a lot more to come. I can't wait to do a vlog about my trip. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. And don't forget, we heal from toxic narcissistic abuse and traumas that have left us broken for a long period of time. We can do it. And I appreciate you guys so much. And I know you could do it. I believe in you. You guys know my story. And for those of you who don't know, we'll be going over it periodically as you get to know me a little bit more to know that it wasn't easy getting here, but we're doing this and we're doing this together. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful night. Alicia Queen and Miss Sims and all my beautiful people out here that I didn't get to shout out. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing night. And again, be blessed, y'all. Love you.